I'm Jason, this is Freebird Garage, and today we are on part 2 of the Harley-Davidson FXRT Build right here. And I have a carb that has all been disassembled from the last video behind me in this basket. We're going to put that back together, get all cleaned up, put it aside because I'm not quite putting it on just yet, making sure that we have everything else tidied up, which is the petcock area that is leaking. I didn't buy a petcock just yet because I looked further into it and it seems to be leaking above the petcock itself, but it could be related to it. I want to take it apart and see if I can fix what's going on there. Looks possible. Just want to make sure that filter is also not clogged up with gas tank pieces. I'm really hoping that's not it, because if it is, ooh, it's not good. That means chunks of the inside of the tank are coming apart. That's not what we need, so let's get into it. All right, this carb has been sitting for well past 48 hours, and I already see a good sign. There we go. Hard to see without spilling everywhere, but nice in bits and pieces floating off of the grime of the carb bowl already. Oh yeah. Let's get a nice rag, catch all that goodness. There. And just slide this out. Ooh, look at that. Oh, good old reliable there. Okay. Oh yeah. Beautiful. You just see like that black sludge coming off, and this carb wasn't that bad, which is a great sign, because you know we're not going to find further problems. Oh, sticker. Looks like this could have been the manufacturer sticker stamp of some kind. That doesn't really matter, so we're going to put that back in. Make sure we got it all. Yep, good there. Throw this cap on for another time. Stuff is highly flammable too, so make sure you're not, ripping cigs by it while it's open or anything. Just common stuff, but when you're drinking, you never know what's going to be in front of you. All right, so I'm going to show it off camera because I'm just do it real quick and not hit the camera. Is some brake clean just to kind of dust it off and get all that loose grime that's right now currently kind of sitting a little bit on the carb, and then we'll be good to reassemble this thing. All right, we're back in action here, brand new. Look at that, crispy new carb, ready to be assembled. And I used way less brake clean than I thought I was going to use. More high air compression on these, and every piece back to normal, less grime. All right, that's all we really have in our parts basket, which is nice. These are fairly simple to put back together. Now I say that, and it's not going to run now, but we're going to now assemble this together. First, we're going to throw our jets in there. Drop that in. Jets, man, after sitting in that, came out looking brand new. Pop those on. Just gotta be snugged. Good there. Get a jet right down the middle, just like that. Sink it down. All right, we're gonna put the float on. Make sure our plunger is good and go. Slide that down there. A little screw that holds it in place. And we're gonna assemble the bottom of the bowl now, right on top of the carb. Make sure we got everything lined up. Got a little boot here. Slide that over here, the plunger, and looking over everything. Beautiful. Show that one more time. All right, I use this plunger upside down like this, obstruct and slide it right on. There we go. Beautiful. Clamps together, nice and smooth, nothing hanging up. Fits like a glove. All right, let's get the other diaphragm set up. All right, so this is a seated line right here. That diaphragm can be a little tricky if you don't pay attention to it, but there's a lip on one side and flat on the other. Just make sure that goes right into your bottom diaphragm, nice and flush. There we go. Put our spring now on. Don't want to forget our little rubber O-ring going into here. Bam, just like that. This last bolt's in and will be assembled. Long bolt here goes right here. It'll be a bad day if you don't have that in the right spot. If you're just not paying attention, then you just crank it down nice and snug. All right, looking around and everything, making sure it's all seated. Looks good. These other two bolts are for the manifold. We'll get that cleaned up, put on right now. All right, and there's our manifold there. Just like that. 2 bolts on. Snug those down. All right. All shiny and new. Look at that. It's like a brand new carb. Looks beautiful. It's like a piece of artwork. All right. Be proud of what you do. That looks awesome. Before we dive into the petcock, I finally got in a very important part to this bike. Makes me feel naked just working on it without it. Service manual. I get asked quite a bit on my other service manual that I have. The one I have, it's like in a binder style. That was given to me from a family member, my mother-in-law actually, for Christmas one year when I got my other FXR. So thanks, Sue. Shout out to you. But now, how I got this one is much different. eBay. Fortunately, the other one I believe is a PDF that somehow she was able to track down. I've never been able to really, or dove back into finding one. I get asked a lot where I get that one from. It's PDF. It was printed out and then put in a binder, like as a gift, like I said. This one, straight eBay. It covers from 1984 to 1990, and we can go on another time about the difference of the years of why that they cut off and all that. But this covers for generally all the FXRs that's left. So I have pretty much the book, not including the 93, 94, the 99 to 2000. So this will cover all the good years, right? But let's open this up, check it out, see how fresh this book is. Let's not cut the book itself. And obviously you can't buy these brand new, so you either gotta wait till the special time on eBay. Wow. Saw it online looking brand new, and this is crispy. These things are usually just all torn up, real dirty. Obviously, it's a service manual, so you got it in your hands. Mine was already torn up, my other book. So this will help tremendously on this project. There was a lot of parts on these bikes that this just helps you back. Torque specs, double checking yourself, so you're just not winging it and doing it 3 times. I mean, it's got everything covered now. So both sides of the FXR now, all the way up from 84 to 90, and I have my one from 91 to 92. Almost complete set. All right, let's get into the petcock. I already pinched off the gas from the last video so it wouldn't just pour everywhere while it sat. And when you're getting into this, I wanted to double check with the service manual now that I had it, to see if there's anything else I could miss when I was taking apart this petcock. As simple as it is, and there is. There is supposed to be Teflon and pipe dope on that thread, and there is like bits and pieces coming out. It doesn't look to be rust, so I'm really hoping that the threads aren't shot from it being rust out. That's gonna really suck, because obviously that's part of the gas tank, and that becomes a bigger problem. And that's why you have the service manual, just double checking the material that you need to have on these to reinstall it correctly so it doesn't leak, because I'm pretty sure whoever did this the first time, because this is aftermarket, didn't do that correctly. Or it sat for long enough and ate through and whatever it was, but it's not correct, and we're gonna fix that. Let's drain the gas, see what we got. And there's just a little bit coming down, and that's what smells like old gas steel, which isn't good. All right, let's pull this off. This takes a 1-inch wrench to come off. It is loose. That's not good. Oh boy, yeah, it's coming out good now there. All right, so I'm gonna have to catch this with a funnel up here and just get the gas that comes out. It's just gonna come pouring out here. Oh man. All right, we're back. Well, gas just went everywhere. That was, well, tried to prevent that, but that's all right. Gas evaporates, and I actually cleaned up a lot of the stuff that was pretty nasty down below. So that worked out. Collected most of it, but as you can see, it got a little hairy there. All right, so here is the petcock there. Move the filter. The outside looks good. Wasn't anything on there. The threads on here also look good. Just got some dirt around the crud there. All right. Well, could be an issue. Looks like the gasket from the inside pretty much dry rotted itself. Just had to, completely soak the bottom of the bike. At least got all the grime off to find that out. So unfortunately, this petcock needs to be replaced. I could probably clean it up, get a couple runs out of it, but it's just a matter of time before it gets broken up and then goes back down the hole, and then it's giving us a nice clogged effect that we're getting. So we're gonna have to get a new petcock for now. Nice, threads are still good, so that's a great feeling. So that leaves us with the next step. All right, I did say I was gonna start taking apart some pieces on the FXR, so that's what we're gonna do. I've never got into these saddlebags yet. I mean, when I bought these, I literally got the bike, had to put it into somewhat of a storage area, and then never really dove into what these saddlebags had. And there's stuff in them, so let's open up the first one here. There's some nice saddlebags. This is true leather. This isn't any of that plastic leather. Real cowhide. See if I got left any goodies behind. Like storage doors. Oh, all right, okay. We got some rocker cover gaskets. Those will definitely come in handy. These are all Harley too. Best style of gaskets you can get. Get original. DK Toolkit, don't know. That refers to the actual DK company. Some kind of canvas. Oh, I left me around an actual cover for the bike. Nice. I don't know if I'll actually use it, but that means that this thing was probably maybe stored outside, maybe not, but either way, full cover. Come in handy at one point, I'm sure. That's pretty much it. No gold. But I wanted to see how these actually removed. Oh man, they are not fun. There's one, there's two. There we go. All right, now we'll get into it. Okay, these are original FXR saddlebag clamshell holders, but fortunately they've been modified, which sucks. There's supposed to be a handle that comes out here, and definitely been grinded away to hold these slam fucking Progressive shocks on here. I mean, Progressive makes a good shock out there. I rode them, but not these. These are like slam. My guess would be at least a 10-inch shock on here. It sucks. So we definitely gotta upgrade the shocks. That's why it actually sits the way it does. Kind of hard to tell. I'll go flip this around to the other side, get the other bag off, see what that bag holds. All right, let's hope maybe we got a new petcock in here. I love grocery bags. Another damn cover of some sort. Yeah. This is the rain cover. This is the outside cover. The other side was the inside cover. This is the outside cover. We use it like a tent. Oh, this bike's not gonna be stored outside, luckily. So, thank you. Overnight outside. Oh, you might have called this gold. It is brand new. Oh man, some Screaming Eagle 20W50. Man, I think it's brand. Yep, it is brand new. That's awesome. That's like a vintage piece out there. Look at that. All right, let's get this saddlebag off. See how this set looks. There we go. Alright. Same thing, they cut into the camshell brackets that hold the original bags. It probably still holding just fine, but it has definitely been cut to hold these Progressive shocks. That's not how you're supposed to do it. That's not how it's supposed to be laid out. So unfortunately, we're gonna get that all fixed, track something down for that. Once again, camshells are potentially supposed to be on this bike in future, money provided. Obviously, when I find the right price of ones, I'm going to get into. So that's what the back end looks like. It's starting to come out more like an FXR. Now, one other piece we're going to remove here. This one's a little more simple than these. The fairing. I don't know if this is original equipment to Harley or not. It doesn't look like there's any branding of any sort on here. It looks like it could be just because the finishing is really nice on here. The bolts are all flush. They're real nice, you know, Allen head style. And that's very Harley to put Allen head on most of all their bolts. And the quick disconnect here, it looks like to be Harley as well. So we're gonna remove this. These are making a strong comeback, and if you're trying to pick them up, they are still just as pricey, if not more, than like your Memphis shades out there. And they do a lot more than just aesthetically looking at your bike. You know, those nice cafe fairings or the quarter fairings, they look great and they get a little bit of buffeting, but man, if you want to block the wind and feel like you're in your car again, this is it. You take your stripped down bike, put one of these on here for long distance, and you're good as gold, man. This is awesome. All right, let's remove this. Super simple. All right, there we go. Removed. All right, now we're starting to see the lines of the FXR back. Not for long, because eventually gotta bring in a fairing, hopefully track that down. Gotta get some camshells. Those will definitely be last. The leathers will probably make their way back on there at some point. It's looking more like an FXR-S in my opinion, or convertible in the following years to it. I have a swap meet that actually is coming up the next week, so by the time you guys see this, it'll probably either be past. And I want to see if I can track down some good parts for this. That's kind of what I've been waiting for. Carb included, motor included, anything else that potentially could be FXR. Here in Michigan, it's not a big thing to have an FXR, so going to these swap meets, it's like the small percentage to find them, and this is like the biggest swap meet, at least in my area, that I love going to every year. Find a couple things out there, so that's what we're waiting on, guys. I got some really big things coming up that I'm super stoked to show, and just trying to get the last bit and pieces for this bike put together so we get into it. And that about wraps it for me on this one, guys. I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. And for those that have already subscribed, thank you. As always, stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.